of school owners, of teachers, of education stakeholders, of parents, of everyone generally. I always say that education business is everyone's business. Why will it not be everyone's business? Because education is for all. So, and when it involves, especially when it involves our children, then it involves everyone. And that's the reason why the School Owners Forum is set up. The School Owners Forum is set up like more or less like a business school for school owners and teachers and school admins, to help them to help them conduct the business of education, business of imparting lives of their students, and also managing everyone in their establishment as well as good as possible. Thank you very much. I am David Adeniji, and by the grace of God, I'm the convener of the School Owners Forum. So I'd like you to sit back and relax. Today's class is titled, let me show you before I do any other thing. Let me just show you what we are doing today. Today's class is titled, How to Satisfy Your Parents Even When Resources Are Not Enough. How to satisfy your parents. I have the flyer here. I'm going to show you how to satisfy your parents even when resources are not enough. Okay, so sometimes resources are insufficient and you still have to satisfy your parents. You have to satisfy your parents even when, because the last time we were looking at how exactly do I satisfy my parents. So people have been asking, how exactly can you satisfy customers? Human beings' needs and wants satiable according to economics? No, you cannot satisfy everyone. But I made a point last week that to the extent that you meet the expectation that you both set in the beginning of relationships. See, the reason why is you may say you cannot satisfy somebody is because there was no agreement, there was no preset expectation between both parties. Both parties were operating on assumptions. Customers operate on a lot of assumptions. Somebody comes to you, pays a certain amount of money and as school fees, and then comes back, maybe he goes out and sees another school paying double or triple of what they are paid in your school, and yet they want the same service. Somebody comes to your school and pays maybe 1 million, and then sees another school where they are paying 5 million, and then begins to tell you that, look, don't you see that school there? The reason that they can do that comparison and it appear as if, they now begin to make demands that you cannot meet is because in the beginning of relationship, there was no preset agreement. So you can meet people's expectations. You can satisfy people as long as, to the extent of the expectations that you both set. That, okay, in the beginning of this relationship, this is what I will deliver. That is what I will deliver. And the other party says, okay, this and that is what I expect. So you now seal the agreement. And so henceforth, they will be judging you. They will be assessing your performance, not based on what they have in mind or not based on what they have seen outside, but based on the expectation that you both agreed. I love that opener, but that was just a recap. Just trying to recap yesterday's class. I'm going to go on a short break. Don't forget, this is Unlock with me, David Adeniji, and this is a School Owners Forum. If you are joining us for the very first time, I say welcome. Thank you very much. Let's go on this break. I'll be back. All right, so I'm back and we'll continue into this class. The class is titled How to Satisfy Parents Even When Resources Are Insufficient. And today I'm going to be teaching directly from this book. See this book here. I'm going to be teaching directly from Unlock. This topic of today is a secret. It's one of my best kept secrets. And hey, sometimes a coach wants to feel good and release some of his best kept secrets. I'm going to be releasing some of these secrets, and it's hidden inside this book Unlock. Remember that the book Unlock was launched a couple of months ago, and then you don't want to. The book is selling all over. We are shipping our books to all corners of Nigeria and Africa. Now we have a library of 5 books. I will have shown you this. Maybe I should quickly show you. Let me talk about it before I continue into it, because today's class is going to be bumper. We are teaching directly from this book Unlock, because how to satisfy your parents. Think about the topic. It sounds interesting. Some people, when I announce my topics, they say, he has come again. What does it mean? Can you satisfy people even when you don't have the resources? Of course, yes, I can. We can. The same question was what you asked last week, that can you actually satisfy parents? And then I came back to tell you that you can satisfy people to the extent of the expectation that you both set at the beginning of the agreement. And then I went ahead last week to also say that sometimes you need to confront your parents head on and ask them, in what areas are you not satisfied? In what areas are you disappointed at our service? So much more. So today's class also looks funny, looks somehow how to satisfy parents even when resources are not enough. Of course you can. I'm going to show you a secret that is kept inside this book. Don't worry, I'm going to share some of them today. And if you cannot complete it, you can just reach out for the book. Let's go for another short break. Just sit back there. I'll be back.
Wow, we now have 5 books in our library. The 4-legged school growth strategy, that's the mother of all books on school growth. You have the indispensable teacher, you have Thrive, and then you have Unlock. But then you also now have the 5th one, fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. Which one would you want to go for? Why not go for the whole library? Well, you can have it in different packages. The combo pack still remains, but now the combo pack consists of the 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. That's a 4-hour online course which you cannot miss. You can also have the super pack. That's another package. The super pack consists of Thrive and Unlock. But why break it down when you can simply get the whole library? I'd like you to order these books right now. We will deliver them to you anywhere you are. Get the books now.
All right, let's continue the class. The class is still titled How to Satisfy Your Parents Even When Resources Are Not Enough. I was trying to open my slide. That's how you saw that black screen the other time. So let me just rush into my slide and let's start the class right away. That's it, titled that's the topic for this for today, how to satisfy your parents even when resources are not enough. The first point I'm going to make without wasting time is that you may not have to give parents everything they ask. See, you may not have to give people everything they ask when they ask you. The thing is this: everyone loves good things, but not everyone can pay for them. People are going to be satisfied to the extent of what they paid for. You see, the thing is, you cannot complain that I'm not satisfying you as long as I'm giving you what we both agreed in the beginning of the contract. You may ask me and say, David, even some parents don't know what they want. Yeah, but you know. That's why you should tell them. But let me tell you this. You need to be wise. Simply put, you need to be wise. You cannot satisfy. You don't have to give people everything they ask. You see, if you have, and that is if you have an excellent communication grip to enlighten them on your own better options. So if somebody asks you for something and you feel that what they are asking for is not what they really need, or you feel that what they are asking for is outside the scope of what they paid for. For example, somebody paid school fee, and when they came to check out your school, they saw everything. Only for them to come back and say, well, why don't you have IP boards in all your classrooms? You have them in some rooms in your school because that's how much you can afford. And they saw that. But only for them to come back and say, well, why don't you? Or maybe they came to enroll in your school and they saw some particular gadget, they went to check other schools after they had enrolled in your own. They saw some gadgets. Expensive gadgets like that. They didn't see those ones in your school when they came to enroll, and they understood. Only for them to come back and begin to clamor for it. Those are the things, those are the problems you have during your PTA sessions, your PTF and all of that. Parents ask for things. So I am here to first tell you, that you may not have to give to people everything they ask for, as long that there's a clause there. There's a clause. So I'm trying to show you. Look at it. There's a clause. You may not have to give people, so you may not have to give parents everything they ask for. What? Everything they ask for, if you have an excellent communication grip to enlighten them on your own better options. Communication is important. So I'm going to be harping so strongly on communication. You see, relationships can be easy as long as both parties understand how to communicate what their obligations are. I used to say that I hardly say no when somebody asks me for something, when a customer asks, do you have this? Do you do this? No, we don't. See that word no. It's not that. Not some people say, well, you are just speaking your mind. There are other ways of saying it that will not sound offensive. So the point I'm making here is that you may not have to give to parents everything they ask if you have an excellent communication grip to enlighten them on your own better options. Anyway, do you actually have better options? You are either enlightening them on your own better options or on the fact that you are enlightening them because what they are demanding for is not what they paid for. But yet, you still have to make them feel good and make them, feel on top of the world. So communication grip matters. So are you getting the point right now? I'm going to give another example. So now I'm saying that a parent begins to demand for certain things. Parents demand for this. The root of dissatisfaction is, I said the other time in the last class, that unmet expectation leads to dissatisfaction. Now, what if they actually, what if they actually paid for that thing? They want it, but you don't have the capacity. You are working it out. Sometimes parent asks for something, you don't have it in first time, but you are planning to deliver it by third term. So how will you make them stay until that second time or third time, and they won't feel disgruntled? Business and communication are Siamese twins that cannot be separated. If you can't communicate effectively, then you can't do business effectively. School business is not just about collecting money and saving it in the bank and paying salaries. Many people feel that that's the basic, but communication. A lot of parents are disgruntled already. They have left your school, not because they don't like you, but because you don't have strong communication grip. And when I say communication grip, you don't know how to get across. You see, there are certain ways you get across to customers, and instead of being furious, they smile because you have studied them and your communication is just perfect. So the point is made already. You may not have to give to parents everything they ask for. Let me show you well. Everything they ask for, if you have an excellent communication grip to enlighten them on your own better options. Now, I told you that I'm actually teaching from this book Unlock. See, I'm sharing some secrets from this book Unlock. So let me show you a particular page. Let's go to a page. If you have the book, see, this is my own. I've read it back to back. So okay, fine. Let's go for a short break. If you don't have the book, look for your own. And no, we're not going for any break. Let's continue. Go on, just grab your own copy. If you don't have the book, you can let me know. See, look at this. Let me show you something. Look at this. I want you to copy this phone number. Copy this phone number and keep it. See, copy it. Copy this phone number and keep it, so that you are going to need it. You're going to have to chat us up at some time or the other. So copy that phone number and keep it. You're not seeing it. See, that's it. Copy that phone contact. Copy that contact. Keep it. Save it on your phone. All right. So let's continue. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not enough. All right. So I'm going to continue right now. Let me go to this book. I'm going to share this book right now. Let me go to the book and then. All right. The book. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I had opened it before. I don't know how it just got off there. I'm trying to look for the book. Okay. I'm getting the book right now. Don't worry. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not sufficient. Yeah, I told you that I'm teaching directly from the book, and I'd like you to see my slides. I'm actually showing you a page. It's the page. Yeah, we are going to page 17. So if you have the book with you, please go to page 17 on the book, in the book. All right. Page 17. All right, page 17 is where we are going. Page 17. All right, so now look at this point here. I made a point here. I said, don't buy everything parents demand. But then there are some things you need to understand around that. Don't just take one line of the book and go So I said here that, okay, don't buy everything parents demand. Yes, you heard me. Now let me read directly from the book. Are you with me? I'm sharing some secret here now. Don't buy everything parents demand. What do I mean by that? You may say, David, what are you talking about? Now, you heard me. You don't have to buy everything parents ask for. If you do so, you will run into some stress. A few times, your communication ability should come to fore. You should present an explanation. This is where I'm saying, that's why I'm talking about communication. I'm happy on communication. If you do business with me, you will always be happy. Because even when I'm not yet meeting everything you want, I'm giving you reasons. I'm giving you hope. Do you know one of the reasons why people look at their leaders as bad leaders? When a leader is not doing what you want and is not giving you reasons. A leader is not giving you exactly what you maybe the reason why you put him there, and is not giving you reasons, convincing reasons. You understand? So you see, a few times your communication ability should come to fore. You should present an explanation to your parents on what they really need. Did you get that? You should present an explanation to your parents on what they really need. Sometimes they don't need everything they are asking for. They are asking because they saw it somewhere. They are asking because their parents, their children asked. But hey, it may not be in your times of agreement, but no problem. You are willing to stretch, only that they should give you time. So you should always have an explanation. See, whether you are fulfilling parents' needs or not, you need to have an explanation. You should present an explanation to your parents on what they really need and what you need to deliver. And how much time. For example, so now here's an example. If some of your parents demanded for, or maybe they are demanding for more school buses, they say, give us more buses in our own routes. Every parent in the school want their children to come with school bus, but you can't afford to expand your fleet beyond what it is presently. They are demanding for school bus in more routes, and you know in yourself that even the ones you have are neither viable nor profitable. And then you are just not yet, or maybe you are just not yet capable to expand your fleet. You either calm their nerves by persuading them to use alternative means, or maybe you have to provide alternative means for them to convey their children. Or you set a date when you will meet this need. Or maybe you do a cost analysis of how much you stand to lose should those parents withdraw. Sometimes you calculate the cost. If a parent is just disturbing you on something, you calculate this cost. If I think I don't have the capacity to do this now, but you calculate, if they leave, what will I lose? If you feel you are not going to lose much, please, instead of running down your school because you are trying to satisfy one person, you may just let them quietly go so that you face the other people who are not demanding for such. I know what I'm saying. I'm a business person. I'm teaching business owners. I'm just trying to tell you that at the end of the day, what matters is that the business stands. You cannot help to start that one person at the expense of the whole organization. So you understand? That's one of the secrets kept in this book, Unlock. And that's not all. Let me continue. That's not all. So I said that whatever option you choose, if you know you can't cheaply fulfill what they've asked, then your communication saves the day. Your communication saves the day. There's some things I'm going to tell you, even though you're asking me for. I will tell you, for those who have engaged me, or maybe one time or the other, you ask me something, I will tell you reasons why. And you don't need to tell a lie. It's an understanding. Tell them the reason why they either don't need what they're asking presently, or you don't have the capacity. Don't say no, but explain. What's that explanation you need to give? All right, so let me go back to the slide. The slide says, again, I'm going back to the slide so that I'll show you the point I was trying to make in the slide. The slide is here. Okay. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are insufficient. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are insufficient. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not sufficient. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not sufficient. How to satisfy your parents. I'm trying to open the side. The slide just went off. I'm going to hope I will open it again just now, the one for the class. how to satisfy your parents even when resources are not sufficient. So that is it. So let's go back to the point. We have made this first point. I hope you. So be wise. Tell somebody, be wise. Are you joining the class right now? If you have not yet dropped us a comment, please drop a comment right now. Let us know where you are watching from. Let us know. Let me know your school. Let me know your state, your country. I want to begin to see the comments now. I will not continue the class until I see the comment begin to drop in now. Let me begin to see the comments right now. Tell me the name of your school, your organization, the state, the town, the country you're watching from. If you're on YouTube, I'd like you to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and click the bell button. And if you are on Facebook, click the like button, share this video as many times as possible, and drop me a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. Have you done that? I've not seen enough likes. I'm not continuing. No, I won't continue. I've not seen enough likes, enough shares, enough comments. Let me hear from you. You can greet me. You can say, okay, you are doing well, just to encourage me. All right. All right. Thank you very much for responding. I'd like you to respond. Let it be a responsive class. You can ask me a question. If I can't answer right now in the broadcast, I may answer the question after the broadcast. If you really need answers to all of these questions, just get this book, Unlock. And don't forget, Unlock is not the only book. We have other books also. Unlock is just one of the 5 books that we have. We have a whole library. Look at the library. Why not get the whole library? The whole library consists of 1, the 4-legged school growth strategy. It consists of 2, the indispensable teacher, and then the 3rd one is Thrive, and then the 4th one is this Unlock. The 5th one is an online course, a 4-hour online course. This one here. Look at that 5th one there. The 4-hour online course on how to run your school free of debtors. The whole package, this is the price for the whole package, but you can get them in different packs. You can get the combo pack. Look at the combo pack here right now. You can decide that, okay, I'm not getting all at once. I'm getting the combo pack consists of 2 books. That is 4-legged, the indispensable, actually 3, and that online course. So whichever one you want, just chat us up. We're going to give you the combination that according to your budget, the budget you have. All right, let's continue. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not sufficient. Have you liked the video? Have you shared? Have you told me where you are watching from? Let me continue. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so what's the next point to make? The next point to make in this class is this. Okay, know your target audience. Are you seeing my screen? Have I shown you? Yeah, look at my screen. Okay, know your target audience and stop racing to satisfy just one parent at the expense of 100 others who tell you who tells you that they will stay after all. So who is your audience? Let me tell you something. Again, I'm going to open to another page of the Unlock book. Another page of the book. See, that's the book. That's the book up there. Let me show you. Let me go to page 120. I told you that this class, I'm actually sharing secrets hidden in this book. I'm going to page 120 now in the book. Page 120. Please be attentive. Look at the point I'm trying to make here. The point is saying that know your target audience and stop racing to satisfy just one parent at the expense of 100 others. What do I even mean by that? Okay, so that's the point where let's expand that point now by going into the book. Okay, so let's go into the book. Let's expand the point by going into the book. All right. Okay. All right, let's go into the book right now. Okay. All right. Okay, so now page 120. Good. Look at this point I'm making here. Now, this is the point. I'm going to read from the book now. If, for example, please follow me, please. If, for example, you have set up your school for mid-income level parents, are you following me? And rich parents now come. Rich parents now come. Look at it. Okay. If you have set up your school for mid-income level parents, and rich parents come checking, but they don't come back to enroll, please don't be worried, because perhaps what they are seeing is not what they want, or the people you staff are not the kind of teachers they are looking for. Now, you may have just one rich parent. Now, listen to me. Out of your mid-income level parents, some of us, we have set up a school for low-income earners. In this book, I actually taught you how to select the right caliber of parents. That you cannot admit everyone. One of the sources of your problem is that you have a mixed multitude. You have admitted parents who are not your type, and so they begin to complain and complain. They will never be satisfied. It's not that they are bad people. It's because they are not your target. So look at this now. So now you may have just one of such rich parents who keep making expensive demands from you as conditions for him to stay. I said, please don't try to satisfy only one parent among 300 parents, because this parent, and maybe because he's well-to-do, such a parent. They are wonderful people, but such a parent may even soon leave, because you will only be overstretching yourself to satisfy him, and your best will hardly be sufficient. It is not too bad if you politely release such a parent to walk away, so that you can concentrate your resources on the main caliber of parent that you have chosen to serve. Now, listen, this principle can be extended also to other parameters also, not necessarily the financial strength of the parents in question. And the reverse can also be the case. Look at it. If your parents are not necessarily the high profile, fast thinking, and this is another example, another parallel. Look at, you have a set of parents, they are not necessarily high profile or educated or fast thinking, highly learned. I mean, maybe most of your parents are just normal, wonderful people who love their children. Yeah. But hey, you now have this one of them who is a professor, a geek, can speak grammar very well. Among them, who is always placing you on a goose chase that you cannot afford. Then you have two options. You either keep stretching to satisfy them if you can afford it, which may be really hard, or you slow down and move at your own pace and the pace of the majority of parents you have. This is not mediocrity, it is wisdom. You are not only a passionate educationist, you are also an entrepreneur, and many stakes are in this. Some parents want to milk a low-cost school to deliver same experience as the elite school that they see on the internet or in their neighborhood. They know too well that they can't afford the fees of those other schools, and that's the reason they have settled for you. But because they can speak so much English and grammar, they understand all the latest trends, they begin to threaten the school owner, requesting innovations that they simply know their fees cannot afford. It's not hard to quietly let go of such people. Look at the point I'm making, everyone. Look at me. Here's the point I'm making. See, the point I'm making, in essence, is that don't run faster than your legs. Don't let anyone put you under pressure. In fact, even when you read books or attend trainings, including this one, trainings on school growth, wisdom demands that you diligently organize the strategies being taught and carefully select them one by one to determine how to implement each. So I'm asking you to move at the pace you can afford. But to substitute that gap that parents want you to run, then you now use communication. Move at the pace you can afford, but make sure each step is firm. However, you should be hungry for knowledge and for growth. Embrace the law of incremental improvement. That's the first lesson I ever taught in the four-legged school growth strategy. Now, that is not all. The reverse can be the case. I just gave you an example of a school that is maybe mid-income. For me, you now have one of them. But what if your school is for rich parents? Your school is for people who are captains of industry, CEOs, and you understand, and all of that. Because the money is not, it's huge. And then you now have some parents among them There's so much hidden in this book. How to satisfy your parents even when resources are not enough. I have told you, I've started by saying that don't have to do everything they say, but you should substitute that gap with communication. And then I'm saying that if you have targeted the right audience, then you will not get unnecessary demands. Look at this. Let me show you. I'm now on page 122. Let me still share the screen again so that you see it yourself. Now, the reverse of that, my above principle can also be true. If you are a school of relatively financially buoyant, and then you now have this handful of parents who are simply trying hard to keep up with that class, and you then have one or two or just a few of them who just can't cope with that class. They can't cope with that caliber, and hence they now seem to be getting either troublesome or always agitated. They are now seeing you as inconsiderate. See, let me tell you something. That means if you have so many rich parents in your school, but then you now have only a few of them who are struggling. See, we have always advised parents to cut their coat according to their pocket. It's not bad to quietly tell such, thank you very much, ma. There are other schools. You know why? Because you will never satisfy them. Are you getting my point? So, David, what are you saying? Are you now saying that the way to satisfy parents, even when resources are not enough, is to let some of them go? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that some of them are not supposed to be with you in the first place. So I'm saying that when you have 300 parents, and only one of them is complaining because maybe he has a different class or thinking, maybe you just try to satisfy them. But if you cannot, instead of sacrificing the whole bunch just because of one person, see, if you have so many parents who are millionaires and then you have one billionaire among them, that billionaire may be asking for billionaire things. Let them remove their child and go to a billionaire school. That's what I'm saying. So if you have many parents who are thousand, maybe who are billionaires, or maybe you have many parents who are millionaires, then you have a thousandaire or hundredaire among them. You see, that hundredaire may be dragging back the pace because, except you want to just let them be. If they are not troublesome, no problem, let them be. But they begin to get troublesome and agitated. Please, you may quietly encourage them. Sorry, please, business is interesting. Business is so intriguing. I tell you, I've learned so many things in this my short while of coaching school owners. I hear stories at times. The people talk to me. Sometimes minutes are running to hours on phone. But that's just the way it is. How to satisfy parents even when resources are not sufficient. Thank you very much for hanging in class till now. If you have not, even if you have dropped a comment, now I want a new round of comment. I want you to type in the chat box. What's the assignment I should give right now? Say unlock. Type in the box unlock. I'm waiting for a particular number of chats before I continue. If I don't see that number, I will not continue. Unlock. So I'm going for a short break. Keep typing there. Unlock. Because this unlock, the secrets are inside the book, and I've tried to share. I want to share all if time permits me, but I can. Our best kept secret. I want to let you know that our best kept secrets are kept inside the books, because you see, sometimes when I teach these things online for free and all of that, a couple of people don't understand because it's too deep to understand in a short thing. So when we now compile materials like this and put it out there for sale, you should know that there are some best kept secrets that are inside that book. So that's a book unlock. You can just let me know before the end of this class. You can drop a chat on WhatsApp. We're going to attend to you. You can get any of the books you want, not only unlock. You can get the whole library. It's not expensive. Look at it. Somebody said this amount. It's not expensive. So you save towards it. These prices may soon increase, but we have kept it the same for those who have told us even since the last term that they're going to get it. So let us have your order. If I get your order at the end of this class, then you're going to be included in this promo because it's a promo. Let me go for a short break before I have a lot to still cover in the class, but I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm going for a short break right now, and I want to tell you about SOF Keep. Some people have decided to go all out and get a transfer from us, all that we have gathered in the last 14 years. a 5 months intensive program to certify you as a school owner, and also as a school growth consultant. You want to become a coach yourself. So let me show you something about that.
SOF Equip is a 5-month program that aims to certify school owners and school growth consultants by transferring all of the years of competence, all of the content that we have dished out on our platform for over a decade to solve specific problems regarding school business. So why should you wait when you can get all that we can teach, all that we have been teaching at once? You can get them. We are ready to transfer competence to you. Why not enroll in this program? 20 modules, that is 20 weeks. It's flexible. The payment is also flexible. SOF Equip is here. We are sharing our audience with you in case you also want to become a school growth consultant and you want to sell your ideas to school owners, to educators, education community all across. So I'd like you to enroll right now today for SOF Equip.
All right, I'm back. But I noticed that some people have not dropped that comment called unlock. So I will not continue. I'm going to go for another pick again. I want to just drop on the chat box unlock, at least in preparation for buying. Drop on the chat box, say unlock. So while you do that, okay, 1 minute. Have you dropped your own comment? Say unlock. I'll be back.
Wow, we now have 5 books in our library. The 4-legged school growth strategy, that's the mother of all books on school growth. You have the indispensable teacher, you have Thrive, and then you have Unlock. But then you also now have the 5th one, fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. Which one would you want to go for? Why not go for the whole library? Well, you can have it in different packages. The combo pack still remains, but now the combo pack consists of the 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. That's a 4-hour online course which you cannot miss. You can also have the super pack. That's another package. The super pack consists of Thrive and Unlock. But why break it down when you can simply get the whole library? I'd like you to order these books right now. We will deliver them to you anywhere you are. Get the books now.
Welcome back to class. Now, let's go quickly into the class. The next point I want to make, look at my slide. The next point, I've talked about about communication skills. The question you want to ask me, so what kind of communication are you talking about, Mr. Adeniji? What kind of communication will make parents satisfied even when you are not meeting their expectation? That's what I'm saying. What kind of communication is that will make a parent ask for something and you're not giving them, and then you just speak some words to them, and instead of feeling disgruntled and feeling sad, they begin to feel happy and smile. So what kind of communication are you actually talking about? So let me tell you something. It's something I call communication grip. Communication grip. Now, a grip is something you hold. Look at that picture. Somebody gripping something. Your communication is what helps you to grip the attention of your audience. Your communication is what helps you grip. It's not even the product alone. I told you that business is not about the product or service. It's about connecting on an emotional level. Yeah. I once made that point. I'm making it again now. That business is not really about the product or the service. It's about connecting with a customer on an emotional level, a customer for whom the product is meant. If you can connect with your communication grip, look at that. I want you to say communication grip. I'm teaching you certain things now. I've made only few points in this class, but those few points are complex. That's why I'm taking my time. Let me revert back a bit. I said you may not have to give parents everything they ask if you have excellent communication grip to enlighten them on your own better options. And then I went ahead to say that, so the question that arose from this slide is that what is that communication grip, which is where I'm going now. But hey, look at it. And I now said that you should know your target audience. Are you still with me? That you should know your target audience, and stop racing to satisfy just one parent at the expense of 100 others who tell you who tells you that they will stay. And then I'm making the third point, which is salient. Now, the real action point. Now, the real message here is that how do we develop that? What is that excellent communication grip that Mr. Adeniji is talking about? What is that communication grip that will impress your parent into believing you always? Parents can believe you always when they hear you speak. I'm sorry to say, listen to me, I have something against you. I have something against school owners. Many school owners are not good communicators. You know why I can know? Because I hear you every time when you talk to me. I have one-on-one connections with relationship with many. I realize that the reason why your parents are riding you sometimes, why they begin to feel as if they know more than you, is because they are speaking better. It's communication. They are communication grip. How you talk. So when you talk to people, you give them an impression of what is on your head. But when you didn't learn it, you just open. You are a businessman. You hear, I'm a businesswoman. Oh, I'm just in business. Oh, yeah, I know you're in business, but you are in business with people who are learned. Sometimes they know. Are you getting my point? So don't be a school owner and say, well, I have employed professionals. What of you? You can, if you don't learn everything, even if you are not a teacher, you can learn communication. Be serious with it. You need a strong communication grip. So you should develop an excellent communication grip that will impress your parents into believing you always. Now, what do I mean by that? How do you learn that communication grip? It begins, you can learn this way. Oh, my slide is off again. All right, my slide is off again, but let me share it again. Let me share it again. All right. So what is that? What are the steps to go to take? How do you go about that? I can show you. I have some written down here. I said, number one, you can learn compelling letter writing. Most of the communication in school is through letters. You send letter home, they send something back. When parents read what you have written, letters as simple as newsletters in many schools are repeated over and over again. You see, they have a photocopy under their desk. So they say when it's time for newsletter, they just bring it out, type photocopy and send home. No. As the business owner, you are the think tank of that school. So if you can't do anything, you must know how to write. Write notes, letters, compelling ones, to communicate what you have in mind. Let me show you that one. So let me now go back to the book. I'm now going to page 123 of the book Unlock. I'm going to page 123 of the book now to show you what I'm talking about. Page 123 of Unlock. Are you there? If you have the book, open it with me. Page 123. Page 123. All right. This is page 123. So I asked the question there. I said, how tight is your communication grip? How tight is your communication grip? So let me explain to you. I was talking about letter writing. First of all, one way to have a good communication grip on your parent, on your customer, is to know how to, they read those things, maybe not in detail, but when you read a letter, you know the mind, you know the kind of mind it came from. So when parents ask for something and you don't, or maybe they're going to complain that school fees will increase, or they've suddenly seen an increase. So how will you tackle it? How will you crush their objections? Let somebody say crush objections. Okay, type in the chat box, say crushing objections. You can satisfy a person even when resources are not enough if you know how to crush their objections in an exciting manner. You are not telling lies. I'm not saying you should deceive, but sometimes that's business. You need to be able to crush objections in an exciting manner. Let's read from that book, that wonderful book, Unlock. Yeah. So we are reading from the book. You get it? Okay. So let me read from the book. I said, any school that wants to please every parent may soon be in trouble. That's why you need to learn good communication. You can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. But you have to make up. See, I said you have to make up for that with a gripping communication policy with your parents. You will make up for that extra, the one you cannot please them, with gripping communication policy with your parents. See, don't think you can employ somebody to do this one. Oh, I know, but it will. That is why they used to say that heads of schools, good heads of schools and administrations are scarce. A good head of school and administrator will know this one, but not all of them have it also. And even if they do, their thinking may not be your thinking. It's good it comes from your own mind. At least you can pen something down for them to fine tune. All right. So let me continue reading. I said that you have to make up for that with a gripping communication policy with your parents. If there's anything your parents want and you know you either cannot afford it for now, or it's not yet time for it on your schedule of upgrades or projects, or maybe you know they are simply being mistaken, because many times parents are mistaken. They don't know exactly what they want. They don't know exactly what you need. They don't know exactly the method you are taking to achieve what you want to achieve. Since you are the expert and you know you are the one who know what their children really need, then simply draft out an apt. Look at that word, apt. Your communications must be apt. Draft out apt communications that address their concerns and confirms your understanding of their demands. So what should be the features of such letters? Number one, your letters must address their concern head on. Don't dodge it. If they have been complaining about something, they have been complaining about lateness of school bus, heat in the classroom, complaining about maybe the classrooms are dirty or the exercise books are too, they are substandard, the textbooks you sold to them are substandard. Things like that. Your communication must have one thing, it must be apt. Number two, it must address their concerns. Admit the fault where necessary. That we understand what you are going through. If parents of your boarding houses are complaining about bullying, from other colleagues, from other their mates, when you write such letters, address the concern. Say, I understand what you are going through. If it's true, say we have confirmed it. Number two, your communication, your letters must confirm your understanding of their demand. I know what you want. Let them understand. See, let me tell you something. Look at me. If you are dealing with somebody, you are telling somebody something. The moment you understand, the moment you see that they understand your pain, you relax. It is when you feel that they don't know what you are going through. Are you getting my point? So if sometimes my children come to me, even sometimes while I'm making a broadcast, they run to me. There may be the younger one reporting his elder brother. Oh, he did this to me. I don't just let it go. I will just swing myself into a mood. I say, wow, really? He did that? He said, yes, he did it. See, the moment you can let them understand that, yeah, you get their point. Don't shrug it off. I mean, don't just ignore when they tell you. In that letter, your letter must be apt. It must show your understanding, confirm your understanding of their demands. One other thing your letter must do is your letter should present your position about their request. What's your position? Are you meeting it or are you not? If you are not, it should present a brilliant defense. Your letter should present a brilliant defense explaining the reasons you are not going to do exactly what they have asked. So when you give people brilliant defense, that brilliant defense is the crushing of the objection. A brilliant defense explains the reasons you are not going to be doing exactly what they have asked for now. But that's not all. You must never end such letters without telling them what you have done in the past. Sometimes it's allowed to boast about what you have done in business. It's allowed. Boast about what you have done in the past, how that they have hailed you before, the ones you have done that have thrilled them before, how that when they made such a request before, you quickly responded. Tell them how you've responded swiftly to such recent demands. Tell them that, okay, the better alternatives you have offered to the ones they have asked now. So that is it. While giving them a brilliant defense explaining the reasons you will not be doing what they're asking exactly, then you should also go ahead and tell them the alternatives you have offered to the ones they've asked for now. Let me give you an example. Here's an example. A school recently switched, one of our member schools, they recently wanted to switch from manual results to a digital version. Now, I want you to be careful and follow this example, because this example, you will use it, you will scale it either up or down to to meet your own position, whichever one you are going through. So here's an example. So let me give you a background of that school. This school have been using manual result sheets up till now. Manual result sheet, the one they call, I don't know, manual result sheet. And because everything is getting digitized already, everything is becoming computerized and all that. So this particular school wants to switch. As a matter of fact, they switched without telling the parents because they know that is what is good for them. Guess what they are switching into? They will actually switch to our own software, Thinkalai school management software. And I think I need to show you Thinkalai. So they switched to Thinkalai. And no, I'm not trying to advertise Thinkalai here. What I'm showing, and okay, sorry, I want to advertise. Don't mind me. I think I'm allowed to. All right. So look at what they switched to, and look at what the parents said about it. Okay. See, they switched to Thinkalai. For that, Thinkalai is Nigeria's largest school management software and e-learning platform. They were using manual. But the parents complained. They knew the parents were going to complain about something. Do you know what they felt the parents were going to complain about? Let me show you. Let me show you what they felt that the parents will complain about. So they quickly swung into action, and so now you have seen things like the result sheet will now be digital, and because the result sheet will now be digital, it will save. Look at this is what they wanted to gain. It will save the school printing costs and all of that. The result sheet will be more detailed, more professional. Those are the things Thinkalai offer. More professional, more modern, more presentable. But you see, those result sheets may not be as multicolored as the manual ones used before. When you are presenting something on the computer, you don't want to splash two colors around for too much. You understand? Though the digital results will be printable on paper, yet now the school wants them to check online. Now, to avoid complaints from parents who may want to object to the switch because they now have to check results online, or because the online results are not as multicolored as the manual versions, the school then decided, you see, they envisaged that there will be some questions. There may be some objections. The same way you sometimes envisage when you put some jara on top of your school fees, you just some addition on top of your school fees, you envisage that, some parents will complain. Before they begin to do that complaint, you should come up with a brilliant, apt communication. So what did the school do in this situation? The school decided, are you still with me? The school then decided, to write the following communication. I'd like you to read through this, and you will see the characteristics of the letter as I have described above. Look at the letter. Dear parents, I've said that letter must be apt, must contain. Let's go back to the features of such letters. You may say I'm trying to teach you how to write your newsletters. Yeah, maybe that's what your newsletters are too dry sometimes. They are not brilliantly written. I'm saying that, look at it. I said your letters should address their concerns. It should confirm your understanding. Confirm your understanding of their demands. It should present your own position about their request. It should contain a brilliant defense explaining the reasons you will not be doing exactly what they've asked for. It should also contain a kind of testimonial of the things you have done in the past, how you have responded to them. And then finally, it should contain the alternatives to what they are asking you to do that you may not be able to do for now, or whatever it is. I'm just giving examples. You want to see that example? Should I show you? What's my time? All right, let me show you before I show you. I think I should go on a short break. Let me go on a short break. By the time I come back, this class is getting interesting. We are not done at all. Look at it. I'm not even done with the real slide. Look at the real slide here. The slide that contains what we are to do. Look at the slide. This is where I am. I'm still talking about letter writing, compelling letter writing. Make persuasive. Very, very shortly. All right, so Okay, I wanted to go on the shopping. What do I want to show you? I want to talk about SOF Cube. Please take a look at this SOF Cube.
SOF Cube is a 5-month program that aims to certify school owners and school growth consultants by transferring all of the years of competence, all of the content that we have dished out on our platform for over a decade to solve specific problems regarding school business. So why should you wait when you can get all that we can teach, all that we have been teaching at once? You can get them. We are ready to transfer competence to you. Why not enroll in this program? 20 modules, that is 20 weeks. It's flexible. The payment is also flexible. SOF Cheap is here. We are sharing our audience with you in case you also want to become a school growth consultant and you want to sell your ideas to school owners, to educators, education community all across. So I'd like you to enroll right now today for SOF Cube. Wow, we now have 5 books in our library. The 4-legged school growth strategy, that's the mother of all books on school growth. You have the indispensable teacher, you have Thrive, and then you have Unlock. But then you also now have the 5th one, fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. Which one would you want to go for? Why not go for the whole library? Well, you can have it in different packages. The combo pack still remains, but now the combo pack consists of the 4-legged school growth strategy, the indispensable teacher, and fresh strategies for running your school free of debtors. That's a 4-hour online course which you cannot miss. You can also have the super pack. That's another package. The super pack consists of Thrive and Unlock. But why break it down when you can simply get the whole library? I'd like you to order these books right now. We will deliver them to you anywhere you are. Get the books now.
You're welcome back to class. Let's continue the lesson and just coast home very quickly. I'm showing you what we have next. So this is the end of the class. Okay, I wanted to show you that letter. See this example of the letter. So look at what they said. Look at how the school wrote it. We appreciate your patronage and continuous support. As you know, we are a school given to continuous improvement. That's boasting about the past and what they have been before. We improve our methods and technology as we raise our kids for excellence. Our teachers are always ready to adapt to new changes. Boasting about what they are or what the parents already know them as. In light of this, we have upgraded to a school management software, and we're also giving our website a facelift, describing what they are doing. We switched to Thinkalai, which is one of Nigeria's best school management systems in Nigeria. Okay, you would have noticed the new look on our report sheet. They may not look as colorful as the previous one, but I can assure you, you're already crushing that objection, silencing their questions before they ask. You may have seen that, okay, but I can assure you that Thinkalai has far more better features than our previous package. In other words, instead of complaining about the fact that you have to check results online now, or about the fact that the results are not as colorful as the previous one, we want you to take your eyes off that one and see the good part, which is the fact that this new package has far more better features, far more and better features than our previous package. See later. Then you now highlighted some of the features: accounting package, online assignment, timetable module, e-learning, school portal, student portal, online result checking, online bills, school fees payments, CBT, to mention a few. Still in the letter. We've activated some of these features, but we'll deploy more of them as from next session. Our switch to Thinkalai is a milestone achieved, and we are sure the investment will be worth it. You will begin to see the advantages henceforth. Once again, we assure you of continuous all-round improvement in operations. However, don't end the letter by saying your feedback is welcome. We will listen and adjust where necessary. What a brilliant communication. I want you to begin to develop let school begin to develop brilliant communication. But letter writing is not enough. Letter writing is not enough. I can't complete this class. Thank you very much. This is the School Owners Forum, Nigeria's largest network of school owners, generally